Back in Maya, you asked me about scale. Um, Scale is really important, but it's also really hard to find an answer for that question. Like I said, because you have to see it. But the easy answer is that scale isn't a thing really in ZBrush. Everything scales uh to itself. Of course, if you put a new piece in, you can scale it based on where the original piece is. But the size of the original piece shouldn't change. Um, so let's go ahead and pull in this one resolution to this original old Maya that we had. And you can see it puts it literally right on top because it didn't change position or scale at all. So that's the basic question, is that it doesn't really change it. I have had instances where I've brought it in and it's a little bit different, and I don't know enough to know exactly why. I'm kind of hoping that that happens to me or someone else in Smith's class, and maybe we can ask him, like, yo, why is this thing? But for now, let's go ahead and hide. Oh, not that one. So we've got this one here that we made in ZBrush. Let's go ahead and do soften harden edges and just see how it looks. I mean, see, that's 1%, and that looks pretty darn good. So the 5 will definitely be good. Okay, let's make it live. And I'm going to go into Modeling Toolkit, Quad Draw. And I'm only concerned about 1/2. Maybe something like that'll work. And there's a lot of really good tutorials online about the specifics of how to actually use Quad Draw. I believe Flipped Normals is who I learned it from. They'll definitely do a better job than I can or will. But essentially it just snaps to this. And you can either put in new points and hit shift, or you can tab and extrude. If you hold down middle click when you tab and extrude, you pull out like an entire edge. And you can control shift to delete a section. Oh my gosh. I saw it, there it is. And you just want to kind of get things to snap and move around. I'm just kind of like, you know, I don't know. We could do a whole lot better, again, with the topology that I'm doing here. I'm just trying to kind of do this kind of quickly so that we can get to the next part. But the point is to have a kind of a nice clean topology, which ugly, this is not going to be. It's going to be ugly. But oh my God, my computer is really struggling. But anyway, the point is to have a nice, pretty clean topology with much fewer polygons, like way fewer polygons. I'm tempted to say low poly, but low poly's kind of become a thing. Like there's certain specific rules that you follow for low poly. The way that I did that is I held down control and you either left click or middle click. And then of course auto sticks, which is really nice. Please, please extrude. Oh, I'm hitting the wrong key. Let's be mindful of my armholes here. So you can also do the hold shift. As long as there's like a quad to be had, if you hold down shift, it'll just like be like, hey, you want to make a quad there? And then again, there's not quite enough like edge loop in there. But then I really don't like how it's happening up here. And of course, I'm only doing half because it'll just mirror over. And again, I really want to emphasize that uh, I'm doing this really quick and rough. This is not a great retopo. It's just something to get through the tutorial and to show you some basics. Let's see, I actually think I want that there. So we can get onto the high to low poly bake too. So you can also grab this knife and kind of like come in and make some more geometry. You just want to try not to have tries. So like what I did here, I made a try, so then I just did this extra little cut here, which gives me a little bit more anyway, which is cool. It's also important every once in a while to hit Q to go to this view, so you're in object mode, and go delete by type history. It's trying to unwrap every square that you make, so eventually it'll just like slow your computer way down for seemingly no reason. So if you delete history as you're going, then that's not going to matter. So let's go back to quad draw. Okay, there I am trying to right click drag like this is ZBrush. Yeah, this is not gonna do pretty things up here. Mm. Oh my God. Sometimes quad draw can be a bit of a pain because it's like sticking right to this mesh underneath. Oh. So sometimes it like goes, yeah, like that way down in and then you can't like exactly grab it. This clear dots button, if you have like a bunch of dots out here on accident because you're trying to navigate around, that'll get rid of those. Okay, yeah, I mean, it's not great, but you get the idea. I'm gonna stop the recording for a minute and try and get this the rest of the way retopologized a bit. If I come across anything that's different than what I've been doing, I'll re-record. Um, yeah, I'll turn the recording back on. But otherwise, I'm just gonna keep doing the same basic, whoops. Come on now. The same basic thing.